If you squint real hard, kind of looks like a hot rod. Go ahead, try it. See what I mean? So this time on vangogarage, I think we're going to jump around and work on a few little projects. Seems like everything needs a little attention right now. But we're going to start with this thing because I got to figure some stuff out before I can start moving any farther. We'll get to it right after this. Alright, it's 48 Willys Jeep Rat Rod project. In the last video on this, start putting in the firewall. And I needed to get the firewall put in so I could figure out where the brake pedal and gas pedal is going to have to go. Once I figure that out, I can figure out where the seat's got to go. It's a big giant puzzle, but none of the pieces fit. So now I got to take the pieces I got and make them work with each other. So I guess we should check out what we got to work with for a gas and brake pedal. Right there's the original gas pedal. Obviously that is not going to work. But here's what we got to choose from. We've got a gas pedal from a Ford van, brake pedal from a Chevy van, brake and gas pedal from a mid-90s Jeep Cherokee. And I don't think this gas pedal is going to work. It's just too complicated, too big. So we can kick that out of the mix. But the Cherokee gas pedal is very small, very simple. I think that's going to be very easy. It's going to make that one really easy to adapt if I need to. And most likely I will need to. And the brake pedals, we got, I think the Chevy one's going to work better. One, it's got the smaller pedal. So that's going to give me more room to work with, and then I think the bracket that holds the pedal is just way too big to fit up under the dash, but I'm going to go ahead and test fit them a little bit, figure out which one's going to be my best bet, but I won't know until the steering shaft's in there. Right now it isn't, so I'll put that in. I know I'm going to have to move that around a little bit once I figure out where everything's going to go. That part should be simple, I think, but the brake pedal could really make it a lot harder than it has to be. So I'm going to throw the steering column in it real quick and then we'll monkey around with it. Alright, we're sitting in the Jeep and we're looking at the steering wheel. And right down there is the gas pedal. Just self-tapered on there, but I think that's pretty close to where I want it. My plan with the steering column is when I have it set up down at the frame, it pushed it over a couple inches. So my plan is to put a couple of U-joints in it so I can bring it up at an angle and get it kind of lined up again. And then I would have some adjustability on height and angles and stuff like that. But I've been fighting with the brake pedal. I think I got it planned out. Got the assembly over here. I've been whittling little pieces off of it as I go, trying to make it fit a little better. It goes up in there pretty good. It needs to go up a little bit higher, so I think what I'm going to do is cut this triangle out here and bend this down and weld it back together. That should give me like 1.5 inches. That should put the pedal right about the right spot. Once I get the heights figured out, then I can worry about where I'm going to place it over here, left and right. Kind of got to cut the steering shaft first before I do like a final mount or anything. But it's pretty close. I'm going to have to definitely modify all this area here so that the gas pedal goes all the way down. Right now it hits the floor. But there's nothing right behind that right there, so I can cut that chunk out and straighten it out some. Give myself a little more room to make everything work. I might have to heat some of this rod up and bend it. I don't know. I'm a long way from making it run and drive. I just kind of need to figure out a plan on how to make all of this fit and then put the firewall back in. Once the firewall is built, then I feel like I've finally accomplished something and I can start moving forward. I still got a lot of cutting and figuring that stuff out. And I need to get this all figured out before I can move anywhere else. But I won't know anymore till I cut that piece out. So that'll be the next part. And there's a train coming, so we'll get back to it later. Okay, I got the brake pedal modified. It fits up in the dash pretty good. Now the issue is the steering column's in the way. So I think what I'm going to do is hack it off right down here where it comes through the floor, or where the floor should be. And then I'll put some kind of U-joint down here and one up higher and kind of angle it over, is my plan so far. I'm going to cut that off real quick, and then I can get a better look at the brake pedal and see if I can fit it in the right position. I think I'm getting it pretty close already, so keep cutting, I guess. Alright, I got the steering shaft cut. It's going to make it a lot easier to deal with this thing now that it's in two pieces. Since I've had it cut, I've been put the steering box on, and I notice I can make a little more adjustment there. And I think I know where I want the brake pedal to go, so I'm going to start marking holes to drill, and it'll get me one step closer anyways. But it's pretty nice out today. The sun's out, it's nice and warm, so we're going to take care of some stuff outside. We'll come back to this tonight when the sun goes down and it gets cold again. So I think the first thing we're going to do is this. You know what that is, right? Let's go see what it's going on. Alright, we're out at the 84 Chevy G20 van, aka the Dragon van. This thing's been kind of parked for a while because the thermostat gasket's been leaking. And I could drive it, but it's just going to end up making a big mess, so I want to get that gasket changed so I can start driving this thing more. It's about time to start thinking about car shows and whatnot. I put quite a few miles on this thing last year, and I acquired a few leaks. One is the thermostat gasket, and drain the fluid down about halfway in the radiator, and then we'll take this off and put a new gasket on it. Make sure I'll put some Permatex on it this time and get it sealed up real good. I think I also have an oil leak on the back of the engine, but we're not going to address that today. I have some plans for this in the near future. It's just getting about that time to start getting this thing ready for summer. That's why I need to get a bunch of stuff done on that Willys Jeep so I can push it off to the side and jump back on this and make stuff happen. This is what I do when I drain the radiator on this thing so it doesn't make a giant mess everywhere, because otherwise it just runs right out onto the frame rail and the core support ends up everywhere on the ground. Just kind of a FYI for you Chevy van guys. Alright, I got everything cleaned up, ready to go. Cleaned up the threads on the bolts, cleaned up the threads in the intake. If you've never changed the thermostat before, this is what it looks like. This end of it goes towards the engine, and usually there's like a groove like on the water neck here. On this one it's on the intake that fits into. So you want to fit it into that groove before you put a gasket on. I'm also going to just go ahead and put a little anti-seize on these bolts just to double make sure they don't rust in there. Shouldn't be a problem. I plan on taking them out in a few months anyways. We'll discuss that later. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and slap all this back together and then we'll jump on to something else. Alright, we got the Chevy van back together. I'm going to let that Permatex do what it do before I start filling it up again. Now what do we work on? Now, yep, the 82 F100. It's had a leaky fuel pump since last summer. Finally time to take care of that. About 2 years ago I put this V8 in the truck. Originally had a 6-cylinder, but that just wasn't cool enough. So I took this engine out of an old van, and it runs pretty good. It's pretty wore out, but it always fires up and goes, just like a loyal old Ford would. Looking a little dirty under here, so I'm gonna need to clean this up one of these days. But when I put this engine in, I just reused the fuel pump that was on it. Imagine that, it leaked. I don't even know how long this engine was sitting before I got that van, so who knows how old this fuel pump it is. But it's right down in here. I hope it's not going to be too bad to change. Shouldn't be. I had lots of practice on the blue Ford van last summer. Been watching a while, and you know, we went through like 4 fuel pumps on that. Either they weren't putting out enough pressure, or too much pressure, or they leaked, or whatever it could be. So I still have one of those fuel pumps, one of the lower pressure ones. We're gonna put that on here because this thing ain't gonna win any races anyways. Pretty much my dump hauler shop truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that fuel pump on here, and hopefully this thing won't smell like fuel every time I stop somewhere. Do have to say I painted this with a oil-based paint before I put the engine in with a paintbrush, and man, this paint is holding up great. Don't even have any burns around the exhaust manifolds or anything. I definitely suggest that if you're looking for it to last a while. Alright, let's go dig out the tools for this thing now. Alright, here's the fuel pump that I took off. Here's the one I'm going to put on. See one difference? Do you see it? Yep, these lines are backwards. Shouldn't be too big a problem. I might have to bend that hard line a little bit to make it fit, but one thing I know for sure is I won't know till I try it. So let's stuff it in there. Alright, I got the fuel pump on. It's not leaking. That's good. We're gonna call it good. If I have any advice to give, it's when you take off or put on this line, make sure you put a wrench on here too, because they like to crack back in here and they'll just leak everywhere. And for those of you that haven't heard this thing with the timing gears yet, here you go. It's kind of loud and annoying, but somehow it just fits. Kind of goes with the noise back here too. Alright, this one's done. Now what? Alright, it's dark again, so we're back on the Willys Jeep. Got some pedals in there. I think they're a pretty good spot. Got the steering shaft cut, so we can move that around. I think the next piece will be trying to make the seat fit over here, which means I might have to cut like this much of this out. I think I'm going to come to this line. Not totally sure how I'm doing it yet, but it definitely needs to come over this way so we can line everything up. Earlier I was talking about putting a couple of U-joints on the steering shaft. I found this Chevy van steering shaft that has a couple of U-joints already on it. So I have that already, so it won't take me much time to figure that part out. Here's our pedal setup. I think they're pretty close together, close enough. I'll have to make the steering shaft come over and up through here. It shouldn't be a problem. Once I add the U-joints, I can add angle everywhere I need it. Up, down, sideways, whatever. So, probably looking at something like this. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there, but we're getting closer. And I may have to make it so that the steering wheel slides off to the side, or make it quick release or something so I can get out, because I don't have much room over here. But we're a long way from getting to that. Get this thing out of the way. So now we can kind of guesstimate on the pedals. I think I might have to modify the firewall a little bit over here yet. Make the gas pedal work. This is about as far over as I can bring the brake pedal, because I don't have any firewall built in there yet. So maybe that will move over a little more later. I don't know. But it gives me a good start on trying to figure it out. Right now it looks like it'll work pretty good. So we're going to call it good, and we're going to end it right here. Well, if you have any questions or comments about anything we worked on in this video, just go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm sure you heard about the like and subscribe thing, and hype and notifications and all that stuff before. but it really helps me out. So if you wouldn't mind hitting one of those, that'd be great. Well, thanks for hanging out at Van Gogh Garage in Little Carburetor Spring, Colorado. Thanks for watching. Bye.